Dhar Mann didn't pay his actors, and what happens next will shock you. They're protesting outside of his office. Who could have seen this coming? It turns out that Dhar Mann may not be the best of guys. Now, if you don't know who Dhar Mann is, he basically makes these videos kind of like teaching lessons. I guess there's like a trend like last year or so where people would like kind of react and like make fun of his videos because the acting was just like comically bad. The scripts were just kind of bland and cringy, and teaching like obvious life lessons like, hey, bullying is bad, stealing is bad, being mean to people is bad. That's essentially like what your average Dhar Mann video was. But despite that kind of being a trend that a lot of people just kind of like laughing at and making fun of his content, a lot of people actually kind of liked Dhar Mann, right? There wasn't really anything like that harmful or bad about his content besides it being cringe. And from the outside, he kind of seemed like a good dude, right? It seemed like he had good intentions. However, it turns out that the good guy of YouTube is not so much of a good guy in real life, and he's been screwing over his employees, allegedly. So recently, a lot of former Dhar Mann actors and employees would come to TikTok to reveal that they weren't being paid for their work. And this guy, Colin, who's like one of the main actors in the Dhar Mann videos, has even been cast in like high-end like movie roles, was even cast in like Better Call Saul and whatnot, came to TikTok to reveal that they weren't being paid.
Essentially, as an actor at Dhar Mann Studios, I am just a contract player. I have no employment there. I am just sort of called every now and then, as are all the other actors. And it just is not sustainable. One of the main issues is that not a single actor that works at Dhar Mann Studios can afford rent.
So yeah, apparently, according to this guy, who's like one of the main people over at Dhar Mann Studios, is claiming that like none of the actors is making enough money to make rent, which obviously is not okay, because like they're essentially the main parts of his videos. Like they are the sole reason as to why there's videos in the first place. And it's not like Dhar Mann is some like struggling like small YouTuber or anything like that. The guy's like a multi-millionaire. His channel is wildly successful and gets hundreds of millions of views every single month. Like, he makes enough money to pay his employees. So obviously his employees had enough, and they decided to start protesting outside of his office. I just gotta say, all right, this is like straight up something out of a Dhar Mann video. Like this is just so ironic. Okay, like imagine making these videos, like preaching, being kind, being good, and then your own employees are outside your office protesting because you're not paying them a living wage. Now, apparently, many people have like tried to speak up against this, and they've tried to like get their wages raised, and they've tried to like bring it attention to Dhar Mann. But anytime someone brings this up, they get fired. Like you're just not allowed to speak out against this, and that's why the employees have had to essentially just protest Dhar Mann.
It's the same. Everybody feels the same across the board. The trouble is, there's a culture at the studio of if you talk, you're out. So we decided to come together as a group and talk collectively with our boss, Dhar Mann. We were contacted, said we could have a meeting to discuss our issues. That meeting was pushed several times, changed on us. When we finally got to the meeting, we had reiterated that we wanted it to be with Dhar. Dhar was not there. Following a couple days, reiterating again, we would like to speak specifically with Dhar. End of the week comes and goes. We learned Saturday there will not be a meeting.
So yeah, I guess this is just another case of an apparent good guy turning out to be a bad guy. Now, I'd like to say that something like this would shock me, but like at this point, I mean, stuff like this happens all the time. Like these celebrities who like put themselves out there as like good people doing good. They want to do good things. Most of the time, it's just a sham, right? You got like Elon Musk, you got Ellen, you got Dr. Phil. They all turned out to be like massive frauds. frauds and pieces of shit behind the scenes. The only one who seems to actually be doing good and like sticking to their word and being a good person is like Mr. Beast. But like besides him, I don't know who else who actually practices what they preach, and it's just messed up. Just pay your damn employees, all right? Because they are the fuel to your fire, and without them, you have nothing, all right? And it's just hypocritical. You know, you can't be out here preaching this shit and not do the bare minimum of paying your employees a living wage. Anyway, these are just my thoughts on this entire situation. If you guys have enjoyed, hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel.